Hi everyone, we are back to Franchise Kingdom, and to watch The Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. In this case, an OVA. But before I talk about this OVA, I need to tell you one thing, and you may not know. This is a RWBY week here in the channel. Yeah, I begin to watch RWBY, and I decided to do a RWBY week for a lot of reasons. One of them is because I finished Food Wars, and instead of beginning a new show, which I will do, I just need some time for me. Okay, so we will have, in the place of which would be Food Wars or the new show, I will place RWBY as well, which means that in this week and the next one, we will have basically RWBY episodes every day, with the exception of the slime days. Okay, so don't worry, we're still gonna have 2 episodes of for a week of The Time I Got Reincarnated as slime. However, all the other days will be RWBY days. So yeah, and this week and the next one, so 2 weeks of RWBY. And when I finish that, in the 3rd week will be normal again. So RWBY will be only 2 days of the week, and I will present you with a new show, which I will announce very soon. So watch out for that. Now, very fast, because I don't usually like to talk much before the beginning of the reaction, but this episode, this OVA, OVA number 1, however, is actually number 2, which is actually episode 24.6 or 7. I don't know. I lost count. Okay, let me explain. The last episode of the season, of the first season, was episode 24. Then I watched 24.5, which is kind of recap between Verodora and Ifrit when they are playing shogi. Basically a gigantic recap, but it has some interesting moments. Then I watched 24.9, which is basically another recap with a small scene in the beginning and in the end about Hinata Sakaguchi. Yeah, I managed to say it right. But yeah, the thing is, 24.9, the one with Hinata, is technically also considered episode 0 of the 2nd season, and the OVAs were released before. That is why all the OVAs are 5 OVAs. They are considered episode 24.6, 7, and 8. Yeah, because it's part 1, 2, and 3. Yeah. So yeah, I kind of skip the OVAs, right? It's not that I wish to skip, it's just that it was started in my list of to do, probably because there are 2 recaps. So I think I'm glad that I watched the 2 together, and I even put the 2 in the same video, because like was not exactly much new content to have, and I feel that is good. And apparently, or at least I hope so, none of these OVA is going to be a recap, so new content. Now, which new content gonna be, considering the title of the episode? And I'm not even gonna say the title of the episode. You already know by the title and the video. Yeah. So let's just begin the episode. Oh yeah, one more thing. This episode was released as the first OVA, but it's technically the 2nd. And I was told that I could decide whatever is first because it doesn't matter that much. So I'm gonna watch this one first. With that, let's begin. Go. Extra. God damn it. Oh, 3, 2, 1. Gabiro, Gabiro, Gabiro. So easy to predict. God damn it, this guy. Yeah, like I was thinking like slimes can drink, but technically we. Wow. Yeah, they did not make the task, but we're gonna be fine. And that's why, yeah, and that's was the last time that anyone see Rimuru again. Can Rimuru hear you if he's dreaming? Uh, what looks fantastic? Wow. And I don't know why you let them do that. True, it's possible. This guy now looking fine. Yeah. I think you're giving a. Okay, that explains the item. At the very least, it may explain. You can do that? Poor Gabiru. Yeah. I mean, that is not that. Yeah. That is not that impressive. We already have a hot spring episode normally because they have a hot spring there, right? So it's interesting that they decided to do something like sumo. Yeah. Oh. Ah, why not? Let him do it. Okay, I like the style. Wow, like really. Wow. I really like this. Wow. True. Hmm. Okay. Wait, what? Oh, okay. Told you. Okay. Oh my gosh. This guy. uh, what? Oh gosh. Oh, the camera. Cameraman is getting excited as well. Taking too seriously. Uh. Oh my gosh, she's gonna participate as well. Wow. Yeah, that's all. Okay. Oh. And she go. Oh. Okay. I was thinking, and she go out and lose, but no. Yeah, like this is completely OP. Yeah, but like, yeah, I don't doubt that. Yep, but I feel that you should. What they are doing. Ah, yeah, that's so adorable. You definitely cannot stop that. Yeah, what do you feel? What I'm watching. God damn it. What? Really good. Of course he's okay when he's not okay. What? Really? What the fuck? What is that? So that was something else. Let me ask you something. Of all the episodes of any series that you watch that had the entire cast in a different scenario with different... Sorry. With a different set of outfits, with the exception of maybe beach episodes and hot spring, because they are, I feel, the most common, which it seems. Which one was the most unique you feel saw? It could be for a good reason or for a bad reason. Like I feel that this one is for me. I did not see that much anime, but like from what I see and from what I heard from, I feel that this is probably the most unique with a sumo episode. I don't know if I had much to comment on, but it's one thing is really funny because I completely forgot that this was a dream. Because like in the right beginning we saw the Vesta giving him sleeping pills, and he okay. When you do that, it's obviously that the whole episode will be a dream. Like it's obviously, and you're gonna have a fixed sensation that he's waking up, and all. But I completely forgot. I was with that in my mind in the beginning. Like I'm asking, like when he wake up, I'm like, oh, obviously this is a dream. He did not wake up. Uh, but like I completely forgot. Like in the middle of the episode, I was like, no, yeah, he wake up, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that was, I would say, well done, and because it completely fooled me. I don't know if I was the only one. Maybe you guys did not fool on that, but I kind of was. Um, so the whole thing with sumo, but become the national sport. Uh, well, a popular sport. As funny as it is, I feel that it would make sense because it would be like sumo butt would be easier to do with less rules to do because sumo, as we saw, like how many rules that you would have to do, because uh, more than already existed, because you have so much different races, and like for example, Shion has a horn, a gigantic horn that of course end up being a problem. We have Millie that has a gigantic muscle on hair somehow, uh, and the other things. So it would be way harder to give and rules. And even if you give all the rules and all, it will be a way more complex, and it will be things like by accident would happen, like it did happen. So in the end, I kind of see something like sumo, but will be more popular and all. Just saying. Now, I really enjoyed the ending where Brimir is talking about like how societies through the history do things like that and use entertainment, not only sport but entertainment. You can go back to cinema, um, anything like video games, films, sports, whatever, books, even. Everything that is you can consider entertainment um, is a pleasure that we have, especially in times of peace, but in times of war as well. In times of post-war, like you have like this gigantic commotion that it will bring off. And talking specifically about Japan, I think I mentioned that in an early episode. I don't remember if it was from Slime. I think it was from, or it was from Ruby, that I was talking about uh, Japan post-war, post-second war, World War, uh, and how important anime was from that reconstruction, especially two animes, which were Astro Boy, which helps a lot of build, rebuild the confidence, and it's not that the right word. Not confidence. Moral. No, I forgot the exact word, but like it helps you to go back to believe that it's possible to do things like, and that it was really gigantic. And Gege no Kitaro. Gege no Kitaro is a really old anime that helps a lot to reconstruct, especially not necessarily the damage of the war that was Astro Boy, but the almost killing process that some Japanese were doing, because when all the restoration begun and had begun, I don't know, and Japan began to become more technological and all, especially the younger generations are kind of completely ignoring all the tradition, millennial tradition of Japan. And one of the major savers, helpers, of the culture of Japan were Gegege no Kitaro. That basically is an anime that talked about the story of all the mythical legend, even the most obscure legends that has in Japan, and they build a story upon it. That's what I can say without spoiler. We even in my country we had a version of Gegege no Kitaro, which of course no one mentions that it was inspiration for Gig. It was inspired by Gegege no Kitaro, right? Which also does the same thing, collecting all the legends, some of the most famous and even some that are not that famous legends of my country. So it is interesting, the whole idea, even if Gegege no Kitaro is way more dark than what we have here. Um, I think I don't have much to say about this episode. Yearly. Oh yeah, it was a funny episode. I would say. I was expecting, like, because of the title, like butts. I was like, fun service episode. One more. If the title of the episode is a fun service, I would not expect that much. But amazingly enough, was funny. It did not have that much fun service as I was expecting to be, even if it is a summer episode. Amazingly enough, again, it was from both sides, for male and female, so no one can blame that it was only for male or only for female. So good for that. Even if we clearly have way more camera shots with the female body, right? But outside that, and we focus way more also, way more now, but more with the sumo fights with the female characters, but it was not that much, and it was into the story. So like, and I was really expecting there would be way more. So yeah, it was okay. It was a fun episode. We get to see a little of development from some characters that we did not see much in the later season, like Vesta. Very little, but okay. Even if we can say that we have a development if it is a dream. Well, anyway, screen time. That I can say. Um, but it was interesting, funny. It's not a major episode or anything, but again, if it were a major episode, it would not be an OVA or. Well, I retire what I said. Food Wars give one of the most major episodes in the OVA, so yeah. I think I said more than I should, or more than I want to do about this episode that has nothing really big new. So let's just go to the next episode and see what we're gonna have. Until then, next